We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Welcome, everybody. First show of 2025. Hell yeah, Darren. Darren, I sent you the link. Let's go ahead and have you come on out and let's talk about your forthcoming project. It's in the DMs. Abo, my friend, wonderful to see you. Happy New Year to you. First show of 2025. Shadowhawk is here. Good to see you, my friend. God Almighty, there's so much to talk about. Somebody decided to hook up for the show. Tanner is not with me today. Uh, he is under the weather. He's at the doctor as we speak. Christy is here, although she's not backstage at the moment. I don't know what happened to her. We're having some technical issues with StreamYard. But I was going to say Tanner is normally the producer. He clicks the buttons. If I click the buttons, I get screen freeze. I don't know why. It's not draining my resources. It just is what it is. Got to be on camera there, Darren. So I'm going to try. What the hell happened there? Okay. You guys, there's so much to talk about. While Darren's getting on camera and Christy's getting herself in here, uh, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. On the 20th, the nightmare is over. Praise Hallelujah and pass the ammo. No more Joe Biden. Thank God. Meanwhile, Canada is celebrating that their dictator is resigning. MAGA's going to hurt us back carrying all these W's, baby. So much going on, man. Um, listen, I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest out here. Hey, Darren, welcome.
Hey, yes, I'm having a bad hair day today, so I'm going to wear
Me
my
too. Me
USS
too.
Trepang hat. I think I got some
It's the
blue hair.
same. I had to go do all these, get the hat. This is just out of control, frizzy. I keep mine nice and neat.
Yeah,
Uh, However, not today.
not
But
today.
anyway, Darren,
Yes.
woke began to be this out of control virus around 2008 with the election of that guy,
That guy.
and it has now reached its zenith and is receding because the
Mhm.
world has finally said, all right, that'll be enough out of you motherfuckers. Sit down and let the grown-ups be in charge for a while. We've
Mhm.
let you run around with your blue hair screaming about your pronouns, and that shit is fucking
Yeah.
over. DEI programs are being canceled across America at universities, at corporations. The Orange Man has been reelected. The Tangerine Tyrant is back.
Tangerine terrorist.
The, I mean, you've got these this thing that's been going on in the UK, and I don't talk too much about the UK politics because that's them, we're us.
Right.
But they were doing this mass importation of immigrants and saying
Hmm.
diversity is our strength. Meanwhile, the whole world has been screaming about these
Hmm.
grape gangs that are running around dominating their cities, and they were just
Hmm.
denying it was happening, and they were even
Right.
locking people up for talking about it. But it's
Right.
finally the lid has been blown off, and once again, it took
Hmm.
Elon Musk tweeting about it to stir up
Hmm.
a shitstorm and bring it to the front of the public eye.
Hmm.
So, you know, Germany, Hungary, Finland, and one other country, I think Poland. I don't think Poland
Hmm.
ever let any of them in. But anyway, they are mass deporting
Yes.
their immigrants. Get the fuck out of
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Um, I can't wait, Darren.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, there's certain cultures in the world they're totally incompatible with other cultures.
Agreed.
Totally incompatible. And none of them ever. I think honestly, what people looked at probably was just skin color and say, okay, we need some more people who aren't white here. Let's
Yeah.
grab them from over here. They didn't look at the cultural differences or anything. They said, well, it worked for the United States, and it's like, yeah, but the United States did have a vetting process, and a
Right.
lot of immigrants in every generation of immigration. The deal was that you had to assimilate, as they say, and start adapting to the common culture of the United States. You could bring a little bit of your own stuff. I mean, obviously the Italians gave us some great cuisine. Germans gave us Christmas trees, things like that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know,
If you're contributing something worthwhile to society,
right,
we'd love to have
right,
you. And
right.
if you come in legally.
Right. And there we go. There's Christy.
Hey,
Hi.
Christy. Hi.
I'm still on my phone.
No worries. No worries. We'll switch over. Her computer only takes an hour to boot up, Darren.
Yeah. And this
But
is our
what do
good
you got?
computer.
What do you got? What do you got? A Tandy?
It's kerosene powder. It's kerosene powdered. I'm not going to comment on anything that Germans cook.
Right. The Germans did provide beer. I mean, obviously, American lager is essentially a German lager, but no, you compare.
Welcome,
that.
Glenn. Good to see
you. But you compare. There is no comparison. You know, Italian cuisine, contribution from Italians, right, and a few other things. Germans give us Christmas trees, but then other people today are trying to give us Sharia.
Yes, yeah. No, thank you.
No thanks.
Spaghetti good, Sharia bad.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Bad. Good. Yeah. Good idea. Bad idea. Yeah, it's a first of all, hail Glenn Fleming. Wonderful to see you. Glenn, I would love to have you pop on and talk about current events going on over in the UK. Glenn is in the UK. He's a very accomplished writer and artist. Love him dearly. Good friend of the show. So if you want to pop in, let me know, and I'm happy to drop you the link. But this whole, hey, Sketchbook 340, good to see you, pal. We've had Trudeau is now, he's tapped out. He's all right, peace out. I gotta go. Obviously, I suck, and the cat's out of the bag that I suck. I mean, everybody knew Joe Biden sucked, but Joe Biden hasn't run anything in the last 4 years. It's been his crew. I think it was Obama running everything. So we just got Obama's third term.
I don't believe that Joe Biden has ever actually been acting as the president.
No,
his obvious cognitive problems would preclude that idea. It's either been a cabal, a committee of some kind.
Yeah. And let's remember this too. We're not picking on Joe Biden's cognitive decline with aging.
Right.
He's always been an asshole and an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Always. Fucking pathological liar, asshole, idiot. Sorry.
A gaff machine.
Oh, listen, yeah. If you want to fuck something up, just let Joe be in charge of it. So yeah, you've got that going on, and then Christie's gonna we're take us behind the Iron Curtain out in Commie, California. Christy, what is going on? James Woods' house burned down.
I'm not sure if his house actually burned down, but I know he was filming up until his evacuation.
Yeah, because the flames were right there on his back patio. I saw that footage. It's like, yeah, get out of there, dude.
Yeah. Did you also see, the firefighters bulldozing cars out of the way? Because people had to, because it was funny on the news. They were saying, people had to abandon their cars, right, to flee towards the ocean to get away from the flames, and took their keys with them.
Oh, Lord.
So they bulldoze them out, but it's funny because you're talking to people in LA saying, "I've never seen traffic this bad," and I'm like, "Yes, you have."
That's a lie.
It's just your life wasn't that much in danger.
You lie on their ass. I've never seen traffic that bad in Los Angeles. Now, we did have a guy here, by the way, in Atlanta, who said, "Look, I'm from L.A. and we always joke about you guys complaining about traffic because we're L.A." Then he said, and I quote, he said, and I quote, "I was fucking wrong. I came to Atlanta and discovered what real fucking traffic is, because it's not just on the highways, it's every fucking street."
I had no idea.
So I saw some leftoid posting that the fire out there was all the fault of the climate deniers. Listen, motherfucker, this is California. Gavin Newsom's been in charge since the Stone Age. It's been a one-party state forever.
Right.
Don't even try that argument. All of this is on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on him, and also the lobbyists for environmental, like the Sierra Club.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, leave everything wild and natural. Don't clean the forests. Don't cut fire breaks. Just let it all burn when it needs to burn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
you lost a house. You shouldn't have had a house there.
Exactly. That's always their take. It's just a shame that your encroachment on this beautiful nature got in the way. Sorry. Yeah, listen, no. We here in Georgia, this was an article back a couple of years ago when the wildfires were bad out there. We have as much forest here as they have there in Southern California. We don't get wildfires here. We have a similar environment, Mediterranean. We don't get wildfires here. Why? Because we practice proper conservation of our forestry.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that's the thing too.
That way too.
Yeah.
It's a little concerning because I also live in a national forest in California.
Hey, Tree Goblin. Good to see you. Yeah, so look, all this stuff is going on, and I'm loving it. All right. It's going to be the Gulf of America. We're going to annex Greenland and Canada. Just all this stuff's happening. And watching every day, watching the talking heads on the mainstream media melt down has made me laugh so hard my ribs hurt. I'm sorry. It's just hysterical.
Honestly, I don't want Canada to be part of the United States, but the Gulf of America is a great idea. I don't have a problem with Greenland either, being a part of us, the province of the United States. There's some other things I would want. I would want the USS Pueblo back.
Yes. Yes.
And I would like to. Go ahead.
I was going to say we just need to let the Sixth Fleet roll into Pyongyang, hook it up, and tow it out, and dare them to do anything about it. Oh, it might cause an international incident. Who cares?
Yeah,
who cares? What are they going to do?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the left will say, well, it's only a 40-foot long vessel, and it's the second oldest ship on active duty because they've never taken it off the active duty roster. The first oldest is obviously the Constitution, which is used for ceremonial purposes. But,
correct.
Yeah.
So those that don't know, USS Pueblo was a ship during the Korean War that drifted into Korean waters, and it was commandeered, shall we say. All right, let's get rid of this one. Kick from studio. Kick. And bam, there she is.
I'm
Hi,
back.
Christy. That computer finally booted up.
What's up, Darren? Finally, I know that was 20 minutes. That
diesel powered.
It has a pull cord. It's a pull cord like a lawnmower.
So anyway, yeah, we need to go get the USS Pueblo back. Some of the other things we need to do, Darren. Here's some other things we need to do. Let's just forget Canada. Let's annex Mexico. They want to be here anyway. They wouldn't even resist.
I don't know. I think we should change the name of New Mexico to New America.
I just say let's just annex Mexico. We'll call that state will be Old Mexico as opposed to New Mexico. I mean, while we're at it, And let's just go ahead and get Cuba. While we're at it, let's just go ahead and get Cuba.
Take the whole rest of the island, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, nobody in Cuba wants to be Cuban.
Yeah. Get the Bacardi factory. Let's see, make the Panama Canal the American Canal.
Yes. All these things that keep getting stirred up. I mean, this is, people never read The Art of the Deal.
Right.
You blast out all this extreme shit you're going to do and that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And when people go, no, and you ask for the reasonable thing you want, they go, well, okay. I mean, This is not hard to understand, but hey, Mike, good to see you. Hey, 12 days and counting, says my friend Charles, crazy comic collector. 12 days. 12 days, and the nightmare's over. The grown-ups will be in charge again. Now,
this is I'm sorry, I just wanted to let you know, this is the first time in this century that the Democrats have not contested the vote count for a Republican president.
It's the first time since 1990.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. I mean...
Yeah. Tree Goblin says Cuba would be like Hawaii right now if it wasn't for communism. You're exactly right, sir. Exactly. It would be a paradise.
Jay-Z and his wife Beyonce went down there, violating the embargoes that we had. Obama, I think, was the one that finally ditched some of that stuff because people are going to go down there anyway. Apparently.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Stunned.
Don't get me started on that fucktard. So yeah, in addition to what's happening with the government, which is a wonderful thing, and that hold on, excuse me. My allergies get me. Reading the chat. We can't annex Mexico. The price of cervezas will skyrocket.
So will all the fireworks.
Bless me. That was actually a sneeze, ladies and gentlemen, not an alien coming out of my throat.
I know that the cheap booze is the draw for Mexico, for all the spring breakers. Well, and also the drinking age is.
We'll just keep it, let it stay the way it is. It's just part of us now. It's ours.
Yeah.
It'll just be that crazy state that's even weirder than California.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we can do that. But it's not only what's happening with American politics. Justin Trudeau finally tapped out, thank God. And now this idiot prime minister over in the UK is under fire. He's actually railing against the people that are pointing out the biggest scandal in their history instead of protecting the victims of that scandal.
Right. They're a lot like the Catholic Church in that regard.
Yeah. So it's not just the politics, though. I'm loving that businesses and universities are saying, okay, DEI, that's enough of that shit. Let's get rid of it because it's fucking racist. It is a racist policy. We're only going to hire people because of their skin color. Well, that's fucking racist. You can't do that. Oh Lord!
Did you know the last voting cycle in California they had on the ballot to vote to remove the the restrictions on hiring based on religion, skin color, blah blah blah, so they could legally discriminate against white men. I'm surprised it did not pass.
It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm surprised it didn't. So yeah. I mean, personally, I tend to agree with Martin Luther King. I don't care what skin color you is. What kind of person are you? When I'm going to have a surgery, I don't want a skin color. I want the most skilled surgeon I can afford. Hello?
Right.
Is this on? Is this on? Can I get an amen?
Yes.
So, I hope everybody, by the way, had a wonderful holiday. Again, those of you just tuning in, pray for Tanner. He's under the weather. He's at the doctor right now trying to figure out what's going on with him. So keep him in your prayers. I would appreciate it. Tanner's my boy. Yes, I did. Mike says, did you hear about Sonny Hostin from The View? comparing January 6th to World War II and the Holocaust. Yes, I did. And that's just, more evidence that you don't have to be intelligent to be on television. You can be a fucktard.
They've been trying to make that date out to be something it wasn't for 5 years now.
Well, the thing is, too, I don't think they truly believe it. They're all propaganda mouthpieces, and they're content with that.
Hey, Stephen B., good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah. Wonderful to see everybody. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season, though. I hope your Christmas, because I don't say happy holidays, I say Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas was wonderful. I hope your New Year's was peaceful and safe and everyone got home okay. We are now in a new year, and it can't possibly be worse than 2024 or 2023 or 2022 or 2021.
It could be worse for some people.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad for some. Yeah.
Have you seen on Twitter this viral video of a soy boy with multicolored hair who tried to join the Marine Corps?
I did.
No.
And after the Marines kicked him out of the recruiting station, suggesting he join the Navy, which that is exactly what a Marine would say.
Yes, it is.
And so I don't hold that against them. That's what they would say.
Yeah, that
he
hurts.
Goes back to his car and film makes a video of him just crying.
Yes.
Just not speaking. Just crying, trying to hold it in and shit.
Listen, there's not a chance in hell you would have survived intake on Parris Island. You had been med boarded out as a psych. Back in the day, they called it failure to adapt. I don't know what they call it now.
Yeah.
You'd have been cycled out, buddy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, not going to happen. I've got tons of memes, but I'm scared to show them because it keeps glitching. Anything I click on is glitching my stream. So we're just going to have to save the memes for next week when I have my producer back here.
Aw.
Actually, no, I don't watch, Mike, just because I am so busy all the time that I don't get to watch all the things I would like to watch. But I have seen some of your shows, yes. Mike, you've got a wrench. Drop your link to your channel. And if you guys want to go over and tune into one of Mike's shows, you certainly can. Stephen B., likewise, drop your link if you can. He said he's not at home. Why does Charles not have a wrench? Let me fix that. Charles is my best friend in the world. Where is it? There we go. Wait for that to pop up. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. Let's see. All right, there we go. You've got a wrench now. I saw that. I miss Mike's strip solitaire streams. Yeah, I know, Mike. When are you going to do more of that? So, yeah, we've got the end of the pronoun people, the end of the. Now, when and if Hollywood ever gets the message, we're going to start having good movies again. Think about that for a minute.
Or at least better movies, right?
Yeah, yeah, they can't all be winners. You got to have some stinkers. So,
I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so we're going to shift now, Darren. We're going to talk about you. First of all, Darren is going to be the guest on Christy's show.
Yeah.
This Thursday. At what time?
9 p.m. Eastern.
All right. 9 p.m. Eastern over on, what's the show?
Hey, Carrie, it's Creative Chaos.
Tanner, you look a little different today. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to try to play your trailer now. If it kicks me, I'll be back.
Okay.
Are we back?
Yeah,
We're back.
you're
You're
here.
still here. You're still
Did
here.
it? Did it play?
It
It
did.
did.
At least for me.
All right. Yeah, I've got incredible lag going on my end. So I'm not touching anything over there in that window. No mo. I've got to figure out why that's doing that. It's just StreamYard that does it. Darren, Demifoot, in sign up right now over on Indiegogo.
Yep.
Tell people about Demifoot and why they should care.
Well, Demifoot is harkens back to the old monster hero comics that I grew up reading, mostly in the 70s and 80s, but they do predate that. So if you liked characters like Swamp Thing, especially as he was originally presented, where as a sort of a monster scientist turned into something he didn't want to turn into, or let's say you liked The Thing or Man Thing or even the Incredible Hulk, this is the kind of comic that is. So you have a guy who gets out of the Navy with a joint problem. He was a diver and got the bends, and so he walks with a cane, and he decides to go rediscover his where he came from, because he was one of those guys who kind of left home without really looking into or appreciating family heritage. He comes from a lumber baron family, and one of his relatives is a scientist who started working for some very unscrupulous people, and very mysteriously tells him, I got something that can cure that joint problem you have. But then some things happen, and he finds himself transformed into a human being with Sasquatch characteristics. So he's got like the name implies, he's not really a Bigfoot. He's something in between. He's something, right. The best aspects of humanity plus some aspects from right. Sasquatch that give him all these things that he can do. And but he's a freak. He's a monster. He's going to have to live a different kind of life now. And so I think one of the things that a lot of monster heroes go through as they progress and as they get into years and decades of publication is new writers and creative teams come on board and they try to heap even more tragedy onto these characters.
Right.
When in fact just their state of being is tragic enough. I think this happened with the Incredible Hulk. Peter David.
Oh, sure.
He I think at one point he established that Bruce Banner had been basically a Columbine kid when he was in high school, and I thought, well, the character didn't need that. How does that make him? How does that ingratiate him upon an audience?
Or his parents abused him.
Yes, they added that kind of stuff. Later as well. Mm-hmm.
Why? It doesn't really add anything to the character. So, Demifoot's real name is who? What's his real name?
His name's Jake Yeager.
Jake Yeager. Jake wants to get cured of the joint damage from the bends, and he's got a family member that says, "Hey, I can hook you up." He does a little hoobity doobity science to him, and poof, he's Demifoot. Now, he doesn't switch back and forth. It's not like the Hulk where he's Jake and then Demifoot. He's stuck in Demifoot.
Yeah.
And so our story arc is going to take him through what in this first book? What can we look forward to?
Well, the first book, first of all, is going to be a 22-page floppy. It may I may boost it to 24 pages depending on conditions, but generally speaking, it's a 22-page floppy, kind of like the comic books I used to grow up reading, from Marvel and DC. So it's you're going to know what his deal is within the first 22 pages. This isn't a mystery box format like and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody over on this other company, but Yaira, for example. Yaira was an interesting looking character, but you didn't know what her deal was until the last 5 or 7 pages of the book. And it's a 66-page book. And so you're totally confused until you get to the end, and then you have to reread it in order to figure everything out. And some people like that, some people don't like that. I'm going for more of a more general thrust with it. And so you're going to know what the character situation is by the end of the first issue. The issues 2 and 3, if we get to do 2 and 3, will continue and finish up the origin and set up the status quo going forward. And I have several stories, many stories planned for what happens after that. So this isn't a flash in the pan idea where you get the origin and then it just stops. Yeah.
Yeah. You were originally, this was going to be one big book, and you kind of came to the same realization I did with the Pariah book, which was originally going to be one big book. The economy sucks right now. People can't afford to invest in, so it's better to just break it into smaller ones.
Right. Yeah.
My Lord.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I worked it out. Tanner did a Forrest Gump. He just kept running, and now he has a really cool long beard.
And created a whole bunch of pop culture things.
Yeah. Going forward, you hinted at this in a conversation we had, and I'm not trying to throw anything out there I shouldn't, no spoilers, but there will be a rogues gallery for Demifoot, because this world exists. Obviously, if he was grafted with some Bigfoot DNA, then a Bigfoot is a real thing.
Yes. Yeah. Jake Yeager himself was not just a skeptic, he was a denier. He's just like, no, there can't be anything like that out here, especially in North America. If there was something that was somewhere, but some kind of creature that had human and ape characteristics, it wouldn't be, we'd know about it by now, that kind of thing. He doesn't believe in Loch Ness. He doesn't believe in anything. Those are just folklore.
Right.
All of a sudden, he is the physical evidence of their existence. When he looks, he sees that when he looks in the mirror, that he knows, well, if this happened to me, there had to have been and these other people have to be around. So he will eventually encounter the local migrant tribe or clan, if you want to call it, of Sasquatch type creatures. Right. There's a little bit of a backstory where his during the early days of Wisconsin, where you had different lumber companies trying to jockey for territory to harvest lumber. We have a story that ran in his family that was just sort of a legend, that his great-great-grandfather was able to negotiate with a local Sasquatch tribe to leave his loggers alone so that they could harvest. And that's why his family became so powerful, was that the Sasquatches would go and attack the other
right
and leave his territory alone, so that he was the one that could sell the lumber. And so, because the lumber was at one point the biggest industry in Wisconsin, we're talking.
Yes.
It was just a territory.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's that. But he's the kind of guy, he hears this and like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
So he doesn't believe it, and
then it happens to him.
And then he has one foot, no pun intended, in the real world, another foot, no pun intended, in this world that he denied existing, and then of course, strange things start happening.
One Demifoot in this world.
Right. Yeah. And then of course, all of a sudden, I see what you did. So all of a sudden, he's going to be encountering all kinds of, not just Wisconsin cryptids and folklore creatures, but others will happen. I mean, we've got a story with the Thunderbirds, not the marionettes, the actual cryptids coming. And there's a particular cryptid from Rhinelander called the Hodag that I'm anxious to eventually get to, because Rhinelander is famous for having this great big statue of this thing called a Hodag, which kind of looks like a cross between a bulldog and a dinosaur. Yeah. If you can imagine that. And so we're doing a little bit of a different take on it, but it's still recognizable as the Hodag.
So here's a question for you. Is Demifoot going to become a cryptid hunter or cryptid fighter? We have Magnus Robot Fighter. Can we have Demifoot the cryptid fighter?
There is going to be a sense of responsibility that he thinks he has because there's also an interesting reason why that we'll get into as to why all of a sudden all these kinds of cryptids are converging and starting to become more noticeable in general, and it has to do with him. But it's
there's an event. There's an event coming. Yeah. All right. First of all, the art looks amazing. It's John Dillard. Of course, it's going to look great.
Yeah.
Now, boys and girls, I have read Darren Wagner's work. He is a good writer. if you sign up for this book, which costs you exactly nothing, he's going to be sending out updates, keeping you up to date so you can see the book develop as it moves along toward the launch date. Do you have a tentative launch date, Darren? Or are you waiting for a certain number of signups before you kick it?
I'm waiting for a couple different things. I'm waiting for, and this may change at any time, but right now I'm waiting for a certain number of signups along with, there's a certain other project that Dellard is doing that I don't really want to compete with at all. And so I'm sort of, shortly after that project comes out is when I intend for Demifoot to start the campaign.
Gotcha. Now there was a Freudian slip there when you said Dullard.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. He's not a dullard.
He's not actually a dullard. He just plays one on TV.
Does that project have a launch date, by the way?
No.
So they're just hyping it.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Look, I'm looking forward to both of those projects, but I am looking forward to Demifoot. I have, like I said, I've read Darren's work. He's a good writer. You guys, when you back this thing, it's a 24 floppy. You're going to love it. You're going to have a good time. It's a good investment. Going to be well worth the money. So I'm looking forward to this thing kicking off, Darren. Just be sure you contact me to be your editor, and it'll be a great book. In the meantime, I'm going to go warm my coffee up. I can't play trailers for us to buy me time to go warm my coffee up. So I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, who's going to be interviewing you again anyway. So she may as well get a little jump here while I go warm up my coffee. I'll be right back, boys and girls.
Well, one thing Doc told me about, Darren, that you do is you're a legal moonshiner. I found that to be fascinating.
Yes. So full disclosure on that. There is a store in Wisconsin Dells that I'm an owner of. It's called, it's right now we're transitioning between the old name, which was Dells Moonshine Company, and then Wisconsin Brothers Moonshine. And yes, in Wisconsin, it's interesting. The liquor laws are such that you cannot make your own moonshine and sell it. You have to sell it to a distributor. The distributor has to then sell it to a retailer. So I am a retailer, but I do have my own private label moonshine called Wisconsin Brothers Apple Pie, and I don't know if I can show it to anybody without Doc being here, so I'll put it on there if he allows it. And so yes, and now it can only be sold locally. There's no such thing as an online liquor store, so people in other parts of the country won't be able to get it unless they actually go to Wisconsin Dells, specifically in Wisconsin, and get it. But that is something else that is in my family.
So before doing that, or is the store really old? Have you been moonshining since your teen years?
No, we opened in 2020.
Oh, okay. So it's a new thing.
Yeah. I had a beef jerky store briefly, and then we decided to pivot into moonshine. Much better business, anyways. Fun.
Yeah, well, I was telling Doc here in California, moonshine has become a hipster thing. So we have these really nice displays at our high-end grocery store up here, and they have nice mason jars, and they have moonshine of every variety, and on a very nice display. And I'm like, wow, things really, really have changed, because it used to be viewed as kind of a hick thing to do, and you can only get it in the South or something like that. But no, it's
right. Yeah, the whole idea was that moonshine basically was alcohol, homemade alcohol that wasn't taxed, and it wasn't aged, and that's where the tax laws when it came to liquor back 100 years ago were such that when you aged the alcohol, that's when it got taxed, and it got taxed by virtue of age. So if you just made it illegally out in the woods somewhere and put it in whatever you could find, mason jars became the most iconic way of handling it. That's where all that came from, and so yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm not eating figgy pudding. Just no.
What is figgy pudding?
I don't fucking know, but it's got the word fig in it.
I won't eat mincemeat pie.
Just
because it has the word meat in it.
See, I'm the same way, but for a different reason. Even though I know it means minced, I hear
Yeah.
mint, like
Mm.
mint, spearmint, and that clashes horribly in my brain. Gable Penny shot in the house. Wonderful to see you, Gabe. Listen, let me just clue you in on some things here. There are weird foods eaten all around the world. All right. We have them here in the South. I'm aware. And everyone likes to poke fun at us. You know, it says, oh, we're going to have some possum grits. There's no such thing as possum grits, but fuck you anyway. Figgy pudding is another name for Christmas pudding. Yeah, I get that. But you guys call pudding, like you call bread pudding. Pudding to us is a pie filling. It's
Yeah.
Jell-O brand pudding.
Yeah.
You know, I'm headed somewhere with this though, because I do want to hear from the chat and from you guys, because we are literally like spread out on this panel. As a matter of fact, Christy's way out there on the left coast, and Darren's way up there in the Great White North, and I'm in the deep South.
Isn't technology great that we all get to connect?
It is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All right. We all, we have our favorite dishes, and this is the best thing about. What is the weird thing that you eat where you're at, that's on the table at family get-togethers that even you are like, I don't know if I want to eat that. I mean, like, is there lime Jell-O with freaking anchovies in it or some shit? I don't know. What do you got? Chat, tell me. Panel, I'm on you. I want to know.
I personally, I don't think that we serve anything weird. You know, I mean, my mom, so me, I'm a big believer that if you're bringing something to a potluck, you make it like the best possible dish you can make. So, for example, for Christmas, I made my whiteout lasagna where I make my own cheese and I make my own pasta. But my mom makes a tater
lasagna.
Yes, and it's
I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we're not going over to what your mom does. What the fuck is a whiteout lasagna?
Because
I think we have a culprit here.
So instead of red sauce, I make a garlic cream sauce to go on it, and it's a vegetarian lasagna, so it has spinach and tomatoes, and it's really nice and
I'm sorry, did you
tasty.
Say a vegetarian lasagna?
Yes.
And she said, I don't think we eat anything weird here. That's fucking weird, so Christy.
Good. It is so good. You know, it's for the couple of people that aren't really meat eaters. Okay, I guess maybe it is weird for the rest of the United States. And like, the vegetarians that come.
Hey, we don't have those here. We incarcerate them in camps and re-educate them.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I put the
Abo got you.
I guess I bring the weird thing.
You walked right into that one, Christy.
It's a whiteout lasagna.
Jesus. There's the highlight of the year so far. Darren, what kind of weirdness is on the table up there?
Okay, now you're kind of like me, right? You like having eggs in the morning, eggs, bacon, or steak and eggs, or whatever. But I'm usually only for that as long as it is a chicken egg.
Yeah.
I have not been able to eat anything like a fried egg or anything, or an omelet made with eggs, if it is a duck's egg. But up here, we do have people who raise ducks for their eggs. And, you would think it would, when you describe it to somebody, it sounds like, oh, this is like eggs times 2, because the egg is a little bit bigger, usually creamy, got a creamier yolk. It has a higher fat content.
So that's a common thing up there.
Yes, you will find that, especially in Door County, which is when you look at the map of Wisconsin, that's the little peninsula on the eastern coast on Lake Michigan that juts into Lake Michigan, that little pointy thing. That's Door County, and that's where we get a lot of cranberries, and that's where we get a lot of duck
eggs
products and things. So yes, so duck. I mean, you on paper, if you like eggs, you would probably really like these. And how I described it to you is exactly the way it is, but there's something about eating an egg from something that's not chicken. Just
Okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come back to you though, because I'm looking for that concoction. This one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me address the chat here. Carrie says you all eat weird things over there, meaning she's in the UK. We're over here. Rex put strawberry cream cheese with bacon, or strawberry cheese with bacon. I don't know what strawberry cheese is. You mean strawberry cream cheese? Yeah. Well, look, Rex is weird anyway. He doesn't count. All right. But she says, but Doc, don't you also eat mayo with bananas? No, I have banana sandwiches. What goes on sandwiches? Mayo. And
you really?
Absolutely.
That is
and it's
disgusting.
Amazingly delicious. But I was going to bring that out as the thing that other people think is weird. But it's perfectly normal here. Everybody eats them.
And I got to say, Carrie, my husband, whenever he talks about a full English breakfast, he's like, they eat beans for breakfast. Those weirdos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen English food. I'm subscribed to 2 English chefs. It's all the same thing. It's pastries, potatoes, and minced meat. That's it. And very little seasoning. So, yeah. Yes, that is disgusting, Christy, Carrie says.
And no, she's not talking about Darren scratching his back while we're talking about food.
But mind you, as Carrie is hurling her insults toward God's banana sandwich, she puts cream corn and tuna on pizza.
Ooh.
Wait.
Ooh,
Carrie.
In general,
Carrie.
I would rather eat whole kernel corn out of my own feces than eat cream corn.
Is that something Jimmy does?
Disgusting. That was disgusting. Thank you for sharing that.
Sorry.
Don't knock my tuna pizza when you all eat like pregnant women. No, a tuna pizza is what a pregnant woman would order over here if she was insane also. So pregnant and insane, yes. Tuna and corn on pizza. Get the hell out of here.
I put artichoke hearts on my pizza.
Of course you do. You're in California. Almost anything you do is going to be weird. Abo, Gabe, let me hear from you guys. Charles, what's that weird thing? Look, Charles, I've been to your house. Okay, I know your mom. Let me hear that weird stuff. No, I'm not even going to read that, Carrie. Ugh. Ugh. So, like, somebody at our church was making this dessert that's supposed to be, I don't know what. It's some kind of, it's like divinity, but not. And I don't know what they were putting in it to make it taste like dog food, but it was horrible. And nobody could figure out who is bringing this absolute shit dish to the church. We never knew, but it always, there would be like one little spoonful out of it where someone went and spit it out. And yet this person, whoever it was, continued to make it for and you got to understand, we're Baptists, we eat all the time. So it's not infrequent. It's like someone made divinity and put Lipton cup of onion soup in it or something. Fucking awful. Awful. But somebody in my family makes a great dish, you guys. They're called, instead of deviled eggs, they're angel eggs.
Okay.
So they're deviled eggs, and then they have some cream cheese, jalapeno, and wrapped in bacon.
I eat that.
And then they're fried.
What? Battered and fried?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I was banned from the next 2 family reunions because I got in a fist fight over those.
Oh, dear.
And I don't know who made them.
I'm sorry. Up here at fairs and carnivals, we have something called a deep fried beer, which is a very fun treat. What they do is they take beer and they freeze it like into an ice cube, and then they put batter around it and they deep fry it, so that when you actually get the nugget, if they're fresh, the hot crust is hot, and then you bite into it, and it's cold beer on the inside.
Okay, that's cool but disgusting at the same time.
Yes.
I actually had fried ice cream at a Chinese or at a Japanese place one time, and I didn't know that was possible. I thought it was a gimmick. No, it was real.
Yeah.
It was real. Yeah.
Well, they have the national dessert of Scotland is something called a deep fried Mars bar, but you have to keep in mind that the Mars bar in Scotland is what we here would call a Snickers. It's the same bar.
Well, we used to have Mars bars here.
Yes, we did, but those were different. The American Mars bar was different than the Mars bar in Scotland. The ones in Scotland, if you took the wrapper off and looked at it and get into it, it's a Snickers.
Yeah, so but we fry Snickers here in the South.
Yeah,
we fry everything in the South. Okay, we have deep fried batter. Now you take the batter and then you batter it up and you fry it. Yes, Snickers and Mars are different. I'm aware.
Yeah.
We just don't have Mars. I mean, I think you can still find them. They're just not easy to find here.
Well, yeah, in the United States, what they did was I think they removed the layer of peanuts from the Snickers, and that's what became the American Mars bar. But if you bought a Mars bar over in Scotland, I think at the time
that's a Milky Way now, right?
Yeah. Well, Milky Way doesn't have. Milky Way is just it's just the chocolate layer, the nougat layer, and
caramel.
A Snickers has nuts,
caramel, right? Yeah.
So it's a Snickers without peanuts, right?
Yeah, but I think Mars in the United States didn't Mars put like an almond, like an almond joy almost in like a couple places in the bar. I don't remember. It's been. I'm not a candy guy anymore. I haven't been almond joy obviously is good. Yeah.
Well, I was just
got nuts.
I was just going to ask, what's everybody's favorite candy bar? Because mine is Snickers.
Butterfinger.
Oh, that's good too.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
I think Snickers is probably mine as well, because you just get so much in it. I used to like Chunky when I was a kid. And
I remember that. The big square.
Big
the
square.
One with raisins in it was amazing. I loved it.
And then somewhere along the line, somebody said, "Wait, fruit doesn't belong in a candy bar," and they
it does.
Evil people. They were wrong.
Something I never tried until adulthood when I was working at a camp that I didn't know was popular on the East Coast was a Charleston Chew.
They put her in a camp.
Yes.
She came to the South and asked for whiteout lasagna at an Italian restaurant. The mafia rolled into town. Got out of their limos with music cases.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I will never leave California, because I will be identified and hated immediately wherever I go.
Stop her. She put avocado on her hot dog.
Yes.
I was in San Diego, California. Right after boot camp, I was at my A school. And I lived off base because I was married, but I had duty, so I was staying in the barracks that day. And I ordered a pizza from Vesuvius Pizza. And they said, "Well, what kind of pizza do you want?" "Well, I don't have your damn menu in front of you. The number's just up there by the payphones, And I said, "I don't know, someone with everything on it." That was a mistake. It's California. It had avocado, pineapple, whole wheels of tomato, coconut. What the fuck is this? I called them back and I said, "Let me rephrase this. I would like a pizza with all the normal shit on it." "Well, what's normal, sir?" "Meat and cheese and some onion, baby. That's it.
Nothing else is good on pizza."
I beg to differ.
It is so good. It's that salty sweet. Maybe it's because we're all stoners here. And we need the salty and sweet at the same time.
What do you like on a pizza?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. You know, I when I was in the service, I had a roommate named Camacho from Puerto Rico, and when we got a pizza, the deal was he would pay for half of it only if it had pineapple on it. And I learned to like pineapple.
No, wait, that's such an easy fix. Half of it has pineapple, half doesn't.
Well, some places wouldn't do that. So I mean, but the thing was, I learned to like it, and then when I came home, I ordered a pizza for the family, and it had pineapple on it, and they
shunned you.
Did not respond well.
They wrote him out of the will. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Listen. I got to take issue with this.
Abba wants to build a wall around me.
Yes. Everything out of Christy's mouth is blasphemy. I'm going to take issue with, well, you know, some places won't do that. Well, then some places wouldn't get my fucking money. You're not the only pizza shop in town. Fuck you. Oh, my God. To me, the perfect pizza is a thin, crispy crust with only a little bit of marinara for flavor. And then all the meat, onion, and a fuck ton of cheese. That's a pizza.
I do like green pepper on mine, and either black or green olives. I don't care.
No olives. Listen. No olives. No. Yeah. Of course, the California chick says, olives. No. Olives do not belong on pizza any more than pineapple does. I'm sorry. Those little Matchbox wheels, those are obnoxious little things. I don't want them on my pizza. They're bitter. They're nasty. I don't like them. Yuck. There's only 3 things out of the normal repertoire of food that I don't eat. I don't like cow liver. I don't do beets because beets is not food. It's what they caulked the art with before there was tar, and fucking olives. No deal.
I like putting olives on my fingers. And eating them off.
Christy, you're fired.
See what happens when Tanner's not here? Then I'm the whipping boy.
Tanner is a transplanted Southerner, so he might agree with you. He's originally from Michigan.
You know what's good, though, on a burger is if you can get a ring of pineapple and grill it and then put that on, because something about grilling the pineapple takes all the most of the sweetness away, and so it becomes like a great big sweet pickle on your burger. Big kahuna burger.
Oh,
Christy. Hurts me to say it, but I can't agree. Olives are gross like mushrooms, all slimy.
Okay, bean eater.
As long as you don't put them in your mouth.
Carrie.
Yeah. Listen, pineapple, no. However, now watch Carrie. She's going to freak out. But what you do is you get a slice of pineapple and you slather your bread with a thick coat of mayo. You put the pineapple on there with salt and pepper, and then your other piece of bread, you have a pineapple sandwich. Yummy. I pick food fights with UK people all the time. I'll go on Hen's channel and fuck with them because they don't know what biscuits are. No, I'm not pregnant, Carrie. Shut up. Again, Carrie, anybody that puts tuna and corn on pizza doesn't get a seat at the grown-up table to have this conversation.
You know, I've often wondered when Sesame Street aired in Great Britain, did they call him Biscuit Monster or Cookie Monster?
Oh, interesting. Which I am still pissed off at Cookie Monster for wasting all those cookies. He never swallowed a single one. I have PTSD about it.
He was a terrible, terrible monster at cookie-ing. He's a crackhead. Hey, absolutely I can, because there are thousands of people that would agree with me. The best way to have pineapple is to cut it open and throw it into an open lid trash can. Yeah, but see, I've never met anyone from the UK that can tell me the difference between a cookie and a biscuit, other than they'll say, well, cookies have things in them. Well, that's just a cookie with or without stuff.
Mhm.
But then ask the question, what's a cracker?
And well, what is a biscuit, an American biscuit then in the UK?
Scone.
Yeah.
That's a
Scone.
scone, not a crumpet. A crumpet's
they-
different.
I don't know what a crumpet is. I know they
I
call,
think that's like an English muffin.
like one of my friends that's in the narrowboat community over there sent me his wife's from scratch scone recipe. I gave it to my wife to make. She said, this is just biscuits. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to wrap this one up. Happy New Year, everybody. The world is returning to normal. You can feel the universe gasping in relief. We have postponed the weirdness Armageddon that was upon us. And now we can all hopefully enjoy the recovery of Western civilization as we know it. Wait a minute. Crumpets are not English muffins. I don't know what a crumpet is. Tell me what, I'll go look it up. Anyway, Christy, thank you as always for co-hosting. Lovely to have you. Be sure you tune in this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern over on Christy's channel, which is what?
That would be tomorrow night at 9 Eastern on Flip City Magazine's channel. The show is called Creative Chaos, and every week we interview a different independent creator. So Darren's coming on
Gonna have
for a
Darren
little
on,
abuse.
and God help him. He doesn't know what he's in for. But likewise, Christy, God help you. You don't know what you're in for. So-
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a good time.
Chat, as always, thank you guys. Darren, thanks for coming out, buddy. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace out.
Bye. Happy New Year.